want to play dress up, and I want to put makeup on and stuff like that. So I thought that I might record myself putting on my makeup. And I'll give like updates on what I've done the last few weeks. Some things that have been happening to me this last couple of weeks. Let's see, what have I manifested? Okay, well, one of my friends, she and her husband live in a place called Lillington. They live near a national park called Raven Rock. And I've heard them talk about it since I met them. I think it was January when I met them. Like, I've met them before in my mom's shop, but we never, like, went to dinner or anything. So when I met them, they talked about where they lived, and they live, like, their backyard was literally like the national park, Raven Rock. And it just made me want to go see it. I was like, wow, I want to go there. So then I put it in the back of my mind, and I thought, well, maybe one day they'll invite me, or I'll get to go, or whatever, you know. So, also, I think even before I met them, maybe around October or November, I was randomly looking in, I gotta zoom out. I was randomly looking in the computer, like Googling, and I was looking for national parks, simply because I wanted to see where you could go camping, but where they had a cabins, and plumbing, very important for a Virgo. I'm Virgo Libra, but I got a lot of Virgo, and I like plumbing. I also wanted to see where they allow, like, bonfires. And also I was seeing if there would be an SCA event or a Renaissance type festival at any of the national parks. So I went online to look at the national parks in North Carolina just to see. I swear, I think this was last year, like November-ish. Okay, and I knew I wouldn't want to go until the springtime, because it's cold in November, especially at night, because I've gone camping before with my sister at Renaissance festivals, and it was freezing. It doesn't matter if it's like 70 degrees out during the daytime, it is freezing in the middle of the night in the woods. It just is. So, I like cabins, and I like electric blankets, and plumbing, and toilet paper. That's one of my favorites. So, I was looking at Raven Rock then. Then I met these people who live at Raven Rock. And then, what happened? Oh, no. I won't talk about that. But another instance came up where I was thinking, wow, wouldn't that be cool? You know, the woods, the forest. I want to go see the forest. I want to be with the forest. So, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to go there. And I thought about it. And I think I even dreamed about it. It was on my mind. But it wasn't on my mind constantly. Like, it was just like, oh, I want to go there. And then, okay, move on. I've got work to do, or I've got, you know, videos to do, or I've got to read this book, or I'm going to go get coffee. Because coffee's good. So it wasn't on my mind constantly, but this is how the universe works. It heard me, and it said, Melanie wants to go to Raven Rock. So, my sister came and visited me, and that's another story. I'll tell you maybe on my lips, while I'm on my lips or something, I don't know. My sister came and visited me, and she has a friend here named Shauna, and I love Shauna. Shauna's my friend too, but she worked with Amy for a longer time than I worked with her. All three of us worked at the same place like 12 or 13 years ago, maybe even longer. 14 maybe, and then I worked at that place for 2 years and transferred to a local branch office in Wilmington. And so I worked with her for a couple years, and she was such a sweet girl and quiet, and she's still quiet and sweet. But Amy, since she was coming, my sister was coming all the way from Georgia. She said, Shauna, I want to spend time with you. And Shauna was like, yeah, I want to spend time with you. So one of the days that they were here, Amy called her and said, so what is the plan for today? And she said, well, we have to go to a birthday party. And Amy was like, what do you think about that, Melanie? I'm like, nah, kid's birthday party. Doesn't sound fun to me. Like, I mean, if I'm on vacation and I don't, have my kid and stuff like that. But I was like, well, I mean, you can go to that. But then Shauna suggested over the phone, well, we can go hiking at Raven Rock. And Amy said, hey, Melanie, what do you think about going to Raven Rock hiking? And I just made like this face. Like, shocked. Like, huh? And my sister said, yeah, that's what I thought. Hiking? And I'm like, no, Amy, I'm just shocked that she brought that up because I've been wanting to go to Raven Rock. Let's go. And I was like, it's 11 and we haven't even taken a shower yet. We both take a long time to get ready. As you can tell, it's taken me a long time to do my makeup. So I was like, let's go. I want to go hiking. Come on. The day's like going away. It's going away. And she's like, but I didn't bring any hiking shoes. I'm like, just borrow some from Heidi or whatever. She was like, no, I'll just buy some from Walmart or something. So they ended up having to go to the kids' birthday party anyway. And then she said, well, I'll call you when I'm ready to go. And I was like, okay, I'll make dinner for Mom, put it in the crock pot and everything for Mom and Bill. So they'll have something to eat when they get home from working at the shop. So I did all that, and I'm like, okay, waiting and waiting and waiting. I've called her like 20 times, like, are you coming? Are you coming? And finally, she got there at like 3, and it was supposed to rain. Because I've been watching the Weather Channel on the internet too. So I was like, oh no, we're still going. I don't care if it rains. So I told Amy, it's supposed to rain, but I don't care. So we got in the car, took my son, he's 5 years old. I brought emergency chocolate donuts, emergency crackers, like nabs, and 5 bottles of water, just in case we get lost in the woods and we need to have supplies. We were only going to be hiking for a couple hours, and I was sure there was packs and stuff. But anyway, we had our emergency provisions in case we needed them. Of course, we ate most of them on the way, but it's cool. We were hungry. So anyway, finally we got to Raven Rock. As soon as we opened the door of the car, it started raining, and I was like, I don't care, we're going. No, I didn't say that, but we were still all of us were excited to go anyway, so it wasn't even a big deal. We never even said anything about the rain, really. And me and Shauna we had our cameras and everything, so every stop we wanted to take pictures, every tree we wanted to take a picture of, every rock we wanted to take a picture of, every flower, every mushroom. My sister was totally making fun of both of us, but we love pictures. She and I, we both love them, Shauna. And so we both took a million pictures. But Shauna, you haven't sent me your pictures yet. You got to send me your pictures. Anyway, I know she's watching, so. We had so much fun. And we walked 5 miles. It did not feel like it at all. Up hills to a beautiful point called, I think it was called the Overlook. It was really beautiful. And I swear fairies were everywhere. So anyway, the universe manifested, or I manifested, that the universe was going to make it happen, that I was going to go see Raven Rock, whether I really knew or not when or how or anything. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter when. You're just going to get there when you're supposed to get there. So I was supposed to get there that day, and we got rained on, I tell you, but it didn't feel like it at all. But I think the tree cover really kept a lot of the rain off of us. So it was cool. I mean, we stayed pretty dry. So it was a lot of fun. So on with continuing my eye makeup.